to win the best of 3. He spawns as the blue Terran player in the top right-hand position, and he's currently 1 game up in this best of 3. His opponent, though, is the green Terran in the bottom left, and we should talk a little bit about him as well, because he did a fantastic job of the opening in game number 1, and only really started falling behind because Demon just reacted to stuff better than him. Can he do a better job this time around? He is Distan.
Now, what I'm expecting from these two Joris is quite simple, actually. I think there's going to be Reapers, and quite a few of them, because near Planet S, lots of cliff area you can try and utilize and really be aggressive with, so wouldn't surprise me at all to see some Reaper openings come down. Whether they both go for that same kind of tank-marine composition again, we'll have to keep an eye out for. But I'm not feeling Cloak Banshee again, at least not from both of them.
Yeah, I think that double Cloak Banshee opening initially was a little bit weird from both of our players. Really, I mean, that's actually a great starting point to talk about what happened in that last game. Because up to then, they were neck and neck. Demon was maybe 1 or 2 SCVs ahead at most. And then came a period where Demon immediately recognized the Cloak Banshees, immediately started the Raven, had his command center come down earlier. And it was really that transition into the mid-game where Distan kind of let things slip a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was more unfortunate than anything else. It was just that a great scan came down from Demon very early on. He saw everything that he needed. He saw the starport, he saw the tech lab researching something, and that triggered him to get the Raven out before the second Banshee. Whereas Distan, he just didn't do that, and that meant that he was always going to be at a disadvantage moving in. And unfortunately, the Banshees for Demon, not only did Distan's not deal much damage, but Demons did. 10 workers were killed early on, if I remember correctly, and that's always going to be really difficult to come back from. But here we go, Distan getting a Reaper down. Meanwhile, Demon, he's just sitting there getting down some Marines. So different strategies. Look, a similar build at the moment from Demon, but Distan with that Reaper, yeah, I really like that.
Distan getting the 100 gas now, so I'm expecting him to possibly go straight up to the factory here. We'll keep an eye on whether that ends up happening. And yeah, Distan not able to get that scouted. There goes the factory from Demon. So looking like it's going to be the same build from the last game so far. Let's see what Distan can do to counter this.
Well, the second gas has come down, so that's very similar. But of course, we do have the SCV coming back for Demon. Where is the Reaper? Oh my goodness, was that cancelled? Was the Reaper... Was the Reaper cancelled? It must have been.
Yeah, there's no Reaper out on the map at the moment, so I think it was cancelled. And that's interesting because he's actually creating the Reaper again now. And that
it was so it didn't pop out while the SCV was there, trying to hide it. But by hiding it, he's delayed it so considerably, but there's already Marines here ready and waiting for it to come jumping up. And I just don't see this being as effective, Jorisar.
No, that is really the big issue here. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to be as effective because it's just that much harder for him to get up the cliff into the main base. We can see the Marines actually fanning out for Demon. If you take a look at where those Marines are inside his base, they are keeping close to as much of the cliff area as possible to prevent those Reapers from coming in. So Distan right now, he has to kind of double it up a little bit.
Jorisar, Distan is going up to 4 racks. He's doing nothing but pumping Reapers at the moment, and this is going to be going up against the Banshee play once again from Demon. Now, little known fact, yes, they've got these nice little jetpacks on Reapers, but that doesn't mean they can fly up to Banshee height to shoot them down. So this is just a flat-out build order win, as long as these Reapers don't deal too much damage.
Well, here's the thing, though. Reapers actually can do a fair amount of damage, especially in large packs, and they can potentially kite out these Marines as well. And with the addition of combat drugs, we could see Demon potentially in a situation where all of a sudden the Marines are dropping like flies, and he has nothing left to defend. And even though there are only 2 or 3 Reapers out, they might get a lot of economic damage done by the time the Banshee pops, so let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, well, here we go. We do see that the Banshee has now been scouted. That should... Oh, one Marine... Well, sorry, 1 Reaper goes down there. That's not the sort of thing you want, but good scout out nonetheless. But still, 4 Reapers coming out at a time. There's only a single Marine defending. What's getting queued up after this from Distan? He's getting more Reapers, Jorisar. He's going to be reliant on missile turrets to try and defend against the Banshee. That's a bit of a risky strategy, especially because the Reapers can get picked off in the middle of the map.
Exactly. I'm not sure how much I like this, Maddles. This is going to be pretty tricky. 5 Reapers now coming into the main base, but there are 7 Marines there to greet them. The welcome party picks off another Reaper, and not even a single Marine going down there, and now the Banshee is patrolling outside. This is looking increasingly frustrating for Distan. I don't think he can really get a word in edgeways now, and the Marines are going to be able to position themselves appropriately to stop these Reapers getting to the mineral line.
Oh, a couple of Reapers do manage to sneak through, but how much damage
Oh.
can they do? Well, SCV's already getting pulled here, trying to get the complete surround, are going to be able to force them straight back in towards the Marines, and this is never a good sign. These Reapers have not done enough, Jorisar, and what that means, quite frankly, is that Demon so far has lost 50 minerals. That's compared to the, well, 400 minerals and 400 gas lost by Distan. That is a massive disadvantage, not to mention the fact that Demon is actually mining a bit more than that of Distan too.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. 0 workers have been killed as well. So just a really great defense there from Demon, recognizing... he needed to recognize that the Mass Reaper was incoming. He kept his Marines in good places, and he was active on the map with his Banshees. So credit where it's due there. Possibly a little bit of a tilt strategy, I want to say, from Distan. Maybe not so used to being televised, basically, his games. And perhaps crumbling just a little bit under the pressure there. We've got 2 Banshees coming in here, trying to make a difference. Unfortunately, Missile Turret is going to prevent too much damage from being done, but they both do get out alive. And the current situation really is 29 to 20 workers in favor of Demon, who is nearly doubling the supply as well.
Demon is also about to land down his natural before the natural is even done for Distan, plus this 3rd command center now getting constructed. In come the Banshee. The missile turret's going to have something to say about that though, even though they are cloaked, detection being granted. So Demon not able to do too much counter aggression, but he's still 10 workers ahead. 1 Reaper is going to make it up into the main base here of Demon, but how much can it do? It gets surrounded instantly. It got 2 kills, which is, to be fair, tripling the amount of damage that's already been done.
Yeah, and how many Reapers have been made this game so far? Ideally, you want more workers killed than that. 2 Banshees still trying to be a little bit of an annoyance here. They have got Cloak on them, so it's going to be very annoying, especially considering the fact that these Marines don't yet have combat shields, so they die in 2 hits as opposed to 3.
And he even knocked off the SCV once more, though, was building this command center. It's just little delays like that that cause such a big problem, because look at the 3rd for Demon. That is already nearly completed, only a few seconds later than the natural is getting done for Distan. The barracks is getting annihilated. There's a Banshee there as well, does have enough energy for a Hunter-Seeker missile, and that's going to be quite concerning. The tank as well, just going to add so much in terms of just the control of this ramp and the ability to try and prevent this happening. Now, the Orbital Command, if that takes too much damage, is not going to be too happy, but the Banshee, they're the big things, because they're able to zone out these Marines.
No tanks.
Yeah, there's 1 tank here, which is keeping the Marines back, but with the Marines and the 2 Banshee, guess what? That means that if Distan tries to push into that, he's going to take so much damage.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, actually. There were 0 tanks to defend from Distan here, and what that means is it's very, very difficult for him just to rush in with his own Marines and say, hey, you know what?
Oh, the Tech Lab throws up. The Tech Lab researching Stim. Is it going to finish? No, it doesn't. In the dying seconds, it gets taken out, and ouch.
I don't think Stim is... I honestly don't think Stim is going to be the big sticking point here so far. Just the lack of tanks for Distan means that Demon can basically camp out half of the main base, and these Banshees has absolute free reign. If those Marines go in to try and pick off the Banshees, they're not going to be able to, because the tank fire is just a little bit too great. So unfortunately, this looks like Distan is currently falling apart a bit. He's down to 39 supply versus the 86 for Demon, and I'm afraid these siege tanks are just reigning supreme.
Yeah, they are. They're zoning everything out. But smart move by Distan, using the medevac to bring some Marines out to pick off reinforcements. But the Marine count, a bit superior for Demon. There goes down a Seeker missile as well. Big push simultaneously by SCVs, trying to take out the tanks. 2 of them go down, but the Banshee's now cloaking up as quickly as possible. Distan with the 1 lone tank. It is going to get taken out. It's 6 supply to 80, and that means Distan has no choice but to GG.